Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is MrFizZeD, and welcome back to the channel. And we're going to be talking about these supposed leaked patch notes that have come out around a week ago or so. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that these are probably fake, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it because I need a video idea. So I definitely think that some of these changes in this list can be, real, but I definitely think some of them are 100% fake, and you'll see why when I list them off. And there's also some changes that I agree with, and we're going to go ahead and talk about that right now. I want to start out with the tiny things, and then we'll move on to the big things. So the first change in this supposed leaked patch note is that all the attackers will only have 2 breaching charges instead of 3. Now, Siege is generally defender-sided, and maybe this is them trying to tone back on the attacker's side because they are getting a new ping system later down in the year. They could be trying to cut back on the attacker's, abilities and stuff like that. And I think removing a breach charge is a good step and is a good thing in general. But like I said, Siege is generally defender-sided. So maybe we should tone down some stuff on the defender side before we start making some drastic changes on the attackers. I definitely think 2 breach charges is enough for the attacking side, especially if you're running an entire squad with breach charges only. I definitely am all for this change if it is true. But again, take everything with a grain of salt. So definitely would like to see this happen in the near future, and I'm all for it. Alright, the next change is the suppressor will decrease damage by 10%. So we all know the suppressor decreases more damage than that. The suppressor damage right now and how much it decreases is around somewhere between 15 to 17%. I think it's 15%, but it's around there. So they're toning it down a lot. So maybe what they're trying to do here is that they're trying to say maybe the suppressor is a viable option on your weapons, because really there is no reason to go and select a suppressor on your weapons. There's legit no reason for that. I definitely think this could make suppressors a more viable option. Maybe it reduces a lot of the muzzle flash and stuff like that, and suppressor could be very beneficial to some certain weapons, and I definitely think this is a right step in the direction. The suppressor barely gets any play whatsoever. You only see it happen on newer players, so I'm all for this change if this is true. And I definitely want to see the suppressor become more of a viable option when it comes to picking your loadout and picking the attachments on your weapons. So definitely am all for it. Alright, so next up is the secondary gadget changes, and we're going to start out with IQ. So IQ is supposedly getting her breach charges taken away, and she's getting smoke grenades. Now IQ's gadget would really complement this, and it'd be for the better, 100%. IQ had her frag grenades taken away, and that removed a lot of her utility, and now we're going to see her get more utility added back to her with the smoke grenades. It'd probably be really good for you throwing a smoke grenade and taking out, the Legion mines and the Echo drones and, all of those gadgets that are hard to see. On the defender side, it's going to be really easy to take those out because you can see, through walls and see those gadgets. And I definitely think it would complement her gadget really well. So I'm all for this change, and there's no problem I have with any of these changes whatsoever. And yeah. Alright, so now we're going to get into the bigger ones, and this is where I begin to have a really big problem. And this is where I kind of begin to see that this may be a little, fake. I'm 99% sure this is fake, and this is where I begin to see that. But first things first is the Russian scopes are changed in the regular scopes. There's no reason to do this. I definitely think the Russian scopes add a lot more flair to the Russian operators, and removing this would just completely eliminate that. Why would you do this? There's no reason. In fact, even though it's in this patch list, there has been other leakers previously who have said the Russian scopes are going to be changed to the regular scopes later in the year. And this is just so sad if it's true. I think the Russian scopes need to be on the Russian operators because it adds a lot more flair to them. They may be trying to balance some things out and lower it down and tone it down, but there's no reason to not have the Russian operators keep their scopes. Yeah, I'm just completely against it. I don't like this whatsoever. So yeah, not for this whatsoever. Okay, next is a really stupid one, and that is Yeager is getting his barbed wire taken away, and he is getting a nitro cell. So we just got done, presumably what the Rainbow Six team was trying to do. We just got done nerfing Yeager. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and buff him. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't track. And, why would you change this, barbed wire, which complements Yeager's gadget well, in my opinion, and replace it with a nitro cell? It doesn't make sense to me. And this is where I begin to see that this is probably fake. and I don't agree with it whatsoever. And the next change I'm going to go ahead and list off is that Doc is apparently getting his bulletproof camera taken away and getting impact grenades. What? Why? But this would just be horrible. And what I mean by horrible, I don't mean it's going to be horrible for Doc. I mean it's going to be horrible for the community. Because you're going to see non-stop Docs spawn peeking and getting so many kills. He's going to be Twitch on defense. And this is just horrible. Horrible. Dreadful. Do not want to see this happen whatsoever. And I presumably hope you guys don't want to see it either. This is just a horrible change and not for it whatsoever. All right, now we're going to get into the big changes, which are the operator changes, and I'm going to go from minor to the biggest ones. Jackal is getting his ITA 12S removed, which is the shotgun he has as a secondary. Yes, just 100% yes. Even if this is fake, the Rainbow 16 needs to take notes from this. If Jackal is getting his ITA 12S removed, this is the right step in direction. Jackal has one of the best kits in the game right now, an amazing assault rifle, an amazing gadget, amazing secondary gadgets, and he has an amazing secondary weapon choices. And one of those secondary weapon choices is the ITA 12S, and this needs to be done 100%. Definitely, this probably won't change Jackal, but I definitely think we're going in the right direction if we're trying to nerf Jackal and also trying to nerf down his ban rate. It's definitely a step in the right direction, but in my personal opinion, I think Jackal needs a complete gadget rework, but that's just my opinion, and this is the right step in the direction, so I'm all for it 100%. Next is Nox. So Nox FMG9 will now have an ACOG. Now, I already talked about the situation in my Warden and Nox buff list. In fact, you can look at that in the top right-hand corner, but I listed off that Nox and Warden do not need ACOGs whatsoever, and I still stand by it 100%. Nox does not need an ACOG whatsoever. She is a roaming attacker, and when you give her an ACOG, it doesn't make sense to me. Nox is basically an attacking Caveira, and when you put an ACOG on that, it might be a little too strong. And I'm completely against this. I don't see any reason why we should give Nox an ACOG sight. So definitely not for this whatsoever. All right, next is Marui. So Marui is getting a decreased time between landing and putting up her gun. So 100% am all for it. Marui needs some changes. Macy J talked about this, and it's definitely going to help Marui, and definitely like to see this happen. And the Garrett Hook can now fly indoors, apparently. No comment on that one whatsoever. But I am happy about the decreased time it takes for her to put up her gun when she's, going inside a window or a barricade. 100% all for it. Marui needed this, and I'm definitely 100% with it. Our next is Blitz. So Blitz's ADS time is now going to be changed into 0.5 seconds. Now, if you don't remember, in Ember Rise, it actually got nerfed and it made it 600 milliseconds. And it was previously 400 milliseconds. So this is going to be right in the middle. And I'm 100% for it. I definitely think it's just going to keep him in the middle. And that's where Blitz deserves to be. He's still annoying, but this isn't a buff. This isn't a nerf. This is just what should have been done with Blitz a long time ago. And then for the second change is that his P12 will now have a red dot scope automatically attached. I think Monty and Fuse need this as well. The shield operators honestly need a complete overhaul, and when you kind of put the red dot sights, it makes the accuracy a little bit more better, and I definitely think Blitz and Monty need this as well if this is true, so I'm all for it. These Blitz changes I'm all for, and not against them whatsoever. Our next is the Doc changes, and this is where people are, basically like, okay, this is 100% fake, and I'm pretty certain this is fake. Doc is now a 2 armor 2 speed operator. Okay, so we just got done giving Yeager 2 armor 2 speed. Now we're going to go ahead and give a 3 armor 1 speed operator to 2 armor 2 speed. It doesn't make sense. And I don't think the Rainbow Six team is this stupid, so they want to do this whatsoever. And when you put him into a 2 armor 2 speed category, he's going to be considered OP. But again, with 2 armor 2 speed operators, he is no longer going to have ACOG. So the ACOG of the MP5 and the P90 are going to be removed. And, that's common sense, but I don't really care about the ACOGs. I care more about the 2 armor 2 speed, and that's what people are going to be caring about more as well. They're going to completely abuse this and use it to their advantage if they do this. So this is going to be insane if this really is true, and it's going to be scary, and I'm not for it whatsoever. Alright, so again, take everything with a grain of salt, but those are my opinions on them, and probably never going to happen. But I needed a video idea, so I'm going to go ahead and upload this. So thank you guys so much for watching. This was more of a half-assed video. Trying to get back on my schedule. I'll be uploading every Wednesday and Sunday at 8 a.m. So make sure you tune in for those. And I think that's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.